Welcome back to the Crypto Report, everybody. I am Crypto Kip, and today, guys, we got a lot to talk about when it comes to crypto, Bitcoin, and these markets, guys. I am Crypto Kip, guys. We got Bitcoin right now rejecting off of $35,000, or is it? Or is it? We got to take a look at this and discover for ourselves really what the truth is here, whether or not we are going to continue to move up or down. And in order to do that, guys, we got to look at some of these things that are going on right now in the market, right? We got some key levels. We got some stories that have come out, some very bullish stories, some very bullish fake stories. And there's a lot happening. But one of the main things that you got to keep in consideration for today is this. It's the end of the month. Happy Halloween, by the way. Markets are spooky. Bitcoin's moving down a little bit. But is it going to continue to move down? It's something we got to explore, guys. If you like the content, tap the like button, subscribe to the channel. Let's get right in there. Let's look at what's happening, guys. Had a little trouble getting my live stream up. Is everything okay, guys? YouTube didn't let me schedule it, so I had a couple issues. But yet, here we are. I see John. I see Infinity. I see Shy Sox fan for life. All right, let's do it, guys. Crypto today is down. Look at the overall market cap, slightly down to 0.9% losses for the day. Nothing, guys. No big deal. Not scary at all. Bitcoin currently at $34,200. You know, it was at 35K, but we might be rejecting. And, you know, you can see it on the thumbnail. I even put all my key levels for you right there out of the gate. And we'll talk about all those. If you guys are wondering, you know, I saw this thumbnail. I'm looking at these levels. I want to peek at some of that. We're going to, guys. It's very, very important. But first, let's take the temperature in the room. Ethereum's below $1,800. You've got, right now, Binance still at $220, which is pretty good. XRP is still moving up. This is getting better for XRP, guys. This is actually really cool to see. I've been telling you guys, got a cousin with a lot of XRP. I want to see that man make a lot of money, and I think he's going to. I think he's going to make some good money on this coin. They're likely going to win this lawsuit for the SEC. A lot of people thought that was over by now. No, there's been like 3 fake stories. These are some of the fake stories I'm talking about. 3 fake stories saying, oh, the lawsuit's over. Lawsuit's not over. They dropped some charges against the executives, but the lawsuit's not over. But in the end, it still looks good for them. Considering the SEC is about to approve a spot Bitcoin ETF, I think you can say XRP is getting close to being in the clear. If there's anybody holding XRP out there, let me know in the comments down below. If you guys want to hear more about any of these coins, do me a favor, drop a comment in the comments. We will look at all the comments, guys. I look at them. I take your assessments into account. For example, the other day I used a new camera angle on my video and I got roasted for it. Not gonna use that camera angle again, folks. Oh boy. No, but I do love it. I mean, I see the support. I see the disdain for anything, you know. I want a real reaction from the audience. Solana right now getting a 11% gain over the last 7 days, but, you know, stuck at $35. It was moving up yesterday. Solana's been performing really well. I heard some leverage traders were recently closing their leverage positions on Cardano. Maybe altcoins are a little bit exhausted right now. Let's look at the last month. Absolutely had a great month from 23 cents up to 30 cents. And it looks like it's breaking lower right now. Below 30 cents. Down to 29 cents. We'll see where this thing goes. But in order to assess that, you got to look at the king that is Bitcoin. Oh, I forgot this would show up here. I did this on my phone earlier for my thumbnail. But rejection. Is this a rejection? Well, it's kind of what a rejection looks like, guys. In my mind. That's kind of what I'm peeking at. Because zoom out a little bit. Let's go back to the past. So here we go. You have May of 2022. We kind of started to enter the bear market, and it got worse, and it got worse, and it got FTX collapse. We are well out of the FTX collapse, but still, historically, guys, we're still in the bear market technically. I think we need to break out above previous all-time highs in order to say that we're in a bull market. But no doubt we're trying to climb out of this bear market right now. Looking at some of these key levels that I've been talking about, I think there's a interesting story forming here. Now, I was looking, these are the daily candles, guys. I was looking at 35K. This first day we hit the candle, and I kind of said, doubt it. I mean, if you guys have been, tap the like button, hit the thumbs down. Let me know in the comments. Did I not say, you know, doubt it? I don't expect it to break above 35K. Could it? Yes. Do I expect it to test some of these levels? Would it be healthier if it tested these levels? Yeah, absolutely. It'd be healthier to test a $30,000 again. Well, why would I say something like that? Why would you be so rude to me, Crypto Kip? Well, guys, 1, 2, 3, we don't just break through. I think we test it again. I think we're going to test the top of it, and then maybe we can continue to rally. And so I've been saying for a while that there's one more capitulation event that I expect. Look, we had 2 massive candles. 1, 2. These candles, guys, for Bitcoin were tremendous. Tremendous candles. 30% gains for Bitcoin. If anybody's out there complaining right now that Bitcoin's just not doing good enough, then I'm sorry, but you're never going to make it through these markets. Bitcoin had a 30% gain in 2 weekly candles. And that shows you what Bitcoin can do. A $600 billion asset getting 30% gains, absolutely incredible. But now what I want you to look at is the key level that is 35K. See how many times we bounce off of 30K, okay? See how many times we bounce off 30K here, here, here. We were kind of playing with 30K, 30K, 30K. I think it's likely, guys, that we test at the minimum 33K. If we break below 33K and we blast through 32K, which we seem to have done in the past, then we're just going straight down to 30,000. And if we break below that, then we're coming all the way down, in my opinion, back to 25K. I don't think we have to do that, but I do think that even that is still possible. I don't know how likely it would be to see Bitcoin get back down to 21K or back down to 15K. This was manipulation by Sam Bankman-Fried. One thing we found out in these court trials with Sam Bankman-Fried, and by the way, I do have an interesting story for you on Sam Bankman-Fried, some of the quotes on his testimony from court today. But these are the FTX levels, guys. FTX crashed right here, and we don't necessarily need to go back down that low. Maybe down to, 20 at the lowest, I guess. But I think, 25K would be the lowest I expect it to hit from here. I really expect to bounce off 30K. My most logical level is a 30K bounce. That'd be great to see. Boom. Not too much pain, but painful enough for me to start feeling bullish enough to say, all right, maybe now we can head to 47K, and maybe there will be a couple more slips before we break all-time highs. But that's kind of what I'm looking at, guys. I think that's the story here. And there's another piece to this puzzle that you got to be considerate of. Look at the total market cap. Here's the other one we're peeking at. Here's your weekly candles for total market cap. You have, look at all this. 1, 2 big green candles in a row so far, turning into a red candle. If this turns red at a key level, I wouldn't be surprised to see this come back down to 1.07 trillion, guys. If this can't continue to break out, and this wicked a little bit higher, this previous week did wick a little bit higher. This is a new week, guys. We're on the, it's Tuesday? Second day of this week here. And it's Halloween, and maybe we're getting a spooky red candle to start the week, and maybe it really follows through, and we start the month of November bearish, and maybe we test down here. That gives Bitcoin its dip back down to 30K. That gives Bitcoin maybe its dip back down to 25K. Unfortunately, that would also dip some of the altcoin prices as well. But Crypto Kip, why are you being bearish? I'm not being bearish, guys. Let's look at some stories. I'm so bullish. Please, don't hate me. I'm so bullish. Hear me out. Crypto investors are in for a very exciting spring, says VanEck CEO. This is so true. I think that it's absolutely very bullish in the spring. Why? Because the Bitcoin halving's coming. That's the event we've been looking for. The Bitcoin halving, guys. That's the key to the altcoin rally, to the Bitcoin rally. First is Bitcoin, then it's altcoins, then everybody's rich. You take some profits, and then we'll do it all over again in 4.5 years. That's how crypto works. If I just oversimplify that for you and you don't know what I'm talking about, you've got to subscribe to this channel to get in the loop about crypto. I'm telling you right now. But crypto investors are in for an exciting spring because of the Bitcoin ETF. Also, because of the spot Bitcoin ETFs that are going to get approved. We've seen an onslaught of big entities that want to launch a spot Bitcoin ETF, from BlackRock to Fidelity to VanEck to ARK Invest, you name it. There's so many, guys. VanEck recently, just actually, I think 2 days ago, actually fixed their application for their Bitcoin spot ETF, which means we're not there yet. We're not there yet. It's coming. It's very exciting. The CEO, of course, wants to be bullish because he wants his stock to go up and he wants people to use his ETF, but they're not there yet. They just fixed their application with the SEC, which shows you there's momentum being made, but it shows you they're not quite there yet. And that, let me remind you guys of the fake BlackRock ETF news that prompted a lot of liquidations on both the longs and the shorts. It's interesting they point out the longs here because the shorts were the ones that were really liquidated. Why can I say that? Because crypto markets went up, and who gets wrecked when the markets go up? It's the shorts. I don't know why they call out the longs. It's very, very funny to me. But this is a moment now where I will say longs might get wrecked. Now, the reason I want to circle back and talk about the ETFs is because the reason this rally came, guys, face the facts. Face the facts, folks. The reason the Bitcoin rallied, don't be silly. The reason Bitcoin rallied, guys, in October, maybe it was because October, maybe. The real reason, though, and the catalyst for such big gains, again, what is this? In just 2 weekly candles, 30% gains out of Bitcoin. It's all about this ETF hype that Van Eck is still keeping going because that's good for business. But it's mostly about the fake news. It was fake news. I called it out right away. BlackRock was not going to be the first to get approved. The first one in line is ARK Invest. So the minute this story came out, I knew. And I told you guys, I did a video that morning to show you guys this is fake news. Because I've been around. I understand who filed first and where we're at and what's reasonable. What's reasonable is Gary Gensler using all of his runway, the entire runway, to land the plane of this BlackRock ETF, the spot Bitcoin ETF. He does not want it to be, he's proven himself an enemy of the people when it comes to Bitcoin and crypto. Why is he going to approve this early? He's going to wait till the final deadline, which comes in January for ARK Invest. And then for some of the others, I believe it comes in March, I think is like BlackRock's and Van Eck's, who's still working on reapplying. And so these are some of the things you got to remember, guys. Yes, we've had an incredible Q4 so far, but it's only just begun. And historically, Q4s can be bullish. The last couple Q4s have not been bullish, however, which is very interesting. Looking historically at the last 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, only one of them was bullish. It was very, very bullish. It was in 2020. It was at the tail end of the bull market. But yeah, guys, it really could. You got to look at the story. So October so far bullish. November, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at the last 5 months. Out of the last 5 November months in the history of Bitcoin, you can see back to 2023, 2022, 2021, 2020, and 2019. You can see 4 out of the last 5 have been bearish. A lot of people are looking out for the potential bearish November and December. Some people talk about the Santa rally. Well, the last 4 years, if you were looking out for the Santa rally, you would have been disappointed with the exception of 2020. And so you've got to keep that in mind, guys. We went up in October, yes. Historically, though, this is a very, very big gain for an October. And so for us to cool off a little bit, test off a key level. By the way, remember, maybe we weren't so deserving in this 27% gain because why are we here? Fake news. Fake news about a Bitcoin ETF that isn't there yet. It's coming. It's coming. It's momentum. It's hype. People got to consider the fact that maybe it's a buy the rumor, sell the news event. And so what's the rumor? The fake news is the rumor. The story. Hey, Van Eck just resubmitted their application with the SEC. It's in with the SEC. The deadlines are coming up. The deadlines are coming up. Buy the rumor, buy the rumor, buy the rumor. Bitcoin moves from its bottom, $15,000, all the way up to $35,000. Over 100% gains on the year. Absolutely incredible. Buy the rumor, buy the rumor, buy the rumor. Now, the spot Bitcoin ETF is approved. Sell the news. Maybe. I'm not telling you to do that, guys. But just think about the possibility. Think about the possibility. Remember, what is the story when it comes to leverage trading, guys? What's the story when it comes to leverage trading? Who wins? The exchanges. Who wins? The whales win. The whales win, guys. And so let's look at this. Let's look at this. How much money are they making? They're making a lot of money. How can I say something like that? Because looking historically, oh no, where's my liquidations? There they are. Looking historically, what happened? Bitcoin, fake news came out. I believe this is whale manipulation. Fake news, also FOMO, definitely FOMO. We saw stories from CEOs saying new money's coming in. The crypto.com CEO came in and said fiat is increasing into Bitcoin on their exchange, which is great. But liquidations happen, guys, all on the story. I wouldn't be surprised, guys, 35K to see a rejection. The whales bought it up. They bought the rumor. When the news comes, reject. I mean, we maybe even reject off 35K in the meantime. Bitcoin's a volatile asset. Exchanges win when these liquidations occur, guys. And so you've got to remember that. In the meantime, how are our altcoins doing? Our altcoins are doing pretty fine right now versus Bitcoin. They're just doing the same story, trying to find their true bottom versus Bitcoin. I think we're about there. I've had a couple lines drawn for a while. Maybe the complete bottom that we had back in versus Bitcoin in 2019. Or, we can look at this other trend line I have, which is basically higher lows, which hypothetically means CRO Coin, for example, Cronos, Crypto.com's CRO token, is potentially right now at its low versus Bitcoin, which means we might be able to begin the ascent and get a rally all the way back up to the top of this trend line, 800, maybe 1,000% gains for CRO versus Bitcoin. Right now, CRO Coin, though, got to face the music, guys. If the overall market cap for crypto falls down, and why am I saying that? I'll show you right now. Why am I talking about the overall market cap? I was just talking about CRO. You got to look back, guys, at the overall market cap. And what you'll see is right now the weekly candle potentially rejecting off 1.25, 1.24 trillion. If we come back down to 1.07 trillion, then what can happen to CRO? Well, guys, unfortunately, this candle might turn red as well. But here's the good news. We did confirm a weekly candle above this blue trend line for CRO. Remember, guys, also, CRO's looking pretty decent against Bitcoin. That could tell a little bit of a bullish narrative for CRO, or at least not as bearish as some of the other alts. Even if this red candle forms and CRO Coin comes down, we have a couple levels that might suspend us. It might turn into support. We broke through resistance. These could turn into support. Plus, as you can see right here, this candle's trying to flicker green right now. It hit the top about 6.1 cents yesterday, which was great. I'm looking for a breakout above 6 cents, but we need to see Bitcoin and crypto continue to rally. If Bitcoin comes down and the overall crypto market rejects off those key levels that I was just looking at, well, then there's just really no world where CRO Coin continues up and breaks off 6.6 cents until those things happen. Guys, let's talk a little bit about the Sam Bankman-Fried testimony. So he decided to testify in court. Now, that is a very, very risky move, guys, for the man on trial, okay? He just has traditionally said, I can't recall over and over and over again, which is frankly ridiculous, all right? Here's a little exchange I wanted to share with you guys. So here you go. So she was asking, are you smart? Do you see that you are, or do you tell a good story? So here you go. Do you tell a good story? He says, it depends on what metric you use. Very good language, Sam Bankman. He's a smart guy. You got to give him credit. He's a smart guy. He's a sociopath, liar, fraudster, but he's a smart guy. He's not going to get away with it, but he is relatively smart. Not smart enough to not get caught, but smart. So they're asking, do you tell a good story? If you can kind of see where they're going with this. It depends on what metric you use. She asked him another question. Are you a pretty smart guy? He says, in some ways, not always, right? In other words, not smart enough to know what was going on at my own company. And so I'm claiming that, I didn't know. Oh, I didn't know, right? She asked if he called the shots at FTX. She's asking if the CEO called the shots at FTX. He said, some. Can you be more vague? Also, don't forget when, she forced him in this trial. This is crazy if you didn't see this. She forced him to declare if he made these comments. So these are in a private chat between FTX members. You can see these two things that he said. Sam Bankman-Fried confirmed that he in fact said this and this. He's dropping F-bombs. He's calling investors dumb, dropping F-bombs. He is saying, F the regulators. What kind of man is that? Do you really think there's a world where he gets away with this? It's so interesting to see finally the rubber meet the road on this trial and his true colors start to come out. It's very obvious. He's going to see some jail time, guys. It's very, very exciting. In the meantime, the broader market is struggling. The S&P 500 is trying to find a floor. Weekly candle right now, trying to move back up. The FOMC meeting is tomorrow, guys. And so that's coming in 1 day and 2 hours and 22 minutes. the FOMC meeting. I will try to do, oh, you know what? Unfortunately, I can't do a live stream. It always happens. I have to go in the office on days where the FOMC meetings are occurring. Can't do a live stream on this day, but let's share this with you guys. What are we going to expect with the FOMC meeting? What does the FOMC meeting mean for crypto? What does it mean for Bitcoin? What does it mean for CRO? Well, a couple things. One, what you're looking at is the target rate probabilities for November 1st, the Fed meeting that's coming, guys. Right now, this is where we're at currently with the rate hikes. 525 to 550, okay? That's where we're currently at. That's where our rate hikes have gotten us to. That's currently where we're sitting. There's a 99.6% chance that after tomorrow and the Board of Governors, Federal Chair Jerome Powell, and the FOMC meeting meet and they come out with the decision, do the press conference, that we're still sitting right here, that we basically pause the interest rate hikes and don't raise the interest rates. Why? Because the European Central Bank paused their interest rate hikes because we've been raising our interest rates for so long and we can't keep raising them, guys. We're battling inflation, but you just can't keep raising interest rates over and over and over and over again. Eventually, it has to stop. Eventually, the problem has to be solved. It's the only weapon that the Fed has to battle inflation, and they've been using it, but now it's time to see how effective it's been. And so what the Fed does is they have these FOMC meetings. They get together every couple of months. There's a schedule here. You can see December. Now, in December, they're going to have one. January, March, May, June, July, September, November, December. And so July to September, a little bit of a gap there in 2024. But these are going to keep happening. But hopefully in June, July, and September of 2024, maybe we can start to see them lower it. But we're not there yet. How can I say that? Well, what's interesting is we're getting closer. This shows us that maybe we're going to pause these rate hikes tomorrow. A 99% chance we're going to pause the rate hikes tomorrow. There's not going to be a rate hike. But what you're looking at here is a 0.04 or 0.4% chance that they raise the rates. What's interesting to me that I want to share with you guys is just yesterday or maybe 2 days ago, I was looking at this same thing. Maybe it's different because I was looking on my iPhone, but I was looking at the same website and it actually showed this bar over here, but the numbers were different. And so what I saw is there was actually yesterday, I believe it was, a 4% chance or a 2% chance that the Fed lowers the interest rates. And so for the first time in a year, I have seen a glimpse of hope from this CME probabilities calculator, where instead of there being only a chance of a rate pause or a rate hike, like we're seeing here, I actually saw a column over here which had a 0.2% or a 2% chance for them to lower the interest rates. And so what does that say, guys? It says that there's a chance that we could be coming up on the time where we lower the interest rates. But we right now are looking at a time where we're going to pause it. Now, here's the deal, guys. If they pause the interest rate hikes, that may be the absolute only thing in my mind that would make sense to stop the bleeding on the overall market cap for crypto and get some excitement back into the crypto markets. A Fed rate hike pause is a good thing. Maybe that's the thing that gives us a bounce. Maybe we get a bounce in the FOMC off 33K. Maybe we get a bounce just off 30K tomorrow. A death wick down to 30K after the FOMC meeting. People realize, you know what? Inflation's getting better. We're not doing more rate hikes. It's looking good. We're going to have to see. It all depends, though, on what Federal Chair Jerome Powell says, because the language that he uses is the most important. If he hints at something that says, you know, hey, rate hikes are coming, well, then you can expect more downside in every market, in the S&P 500 and Bitcoin. In my opinion, if he hints and he's very hawkish, saying, hey, I need to raise rates a lot more, well, then that's very bearish. But if he says, I think our job is done, well, then I think the market could be ready for a massive rally and we could see Bitcoin break above 35K, regardless of the spot Bitcoin ETF stuff. And then even if Bitcoin breaks above 35K, I'm still anticipating the strong possibility, guys, the strong possibility that you see Bitcoin reject 35K. Okay, so that's the video, right? 35K, can we reject? Let's look at some of the comments. Let's see what the community is thinking right now. Let's see where all your heads are at, because that's really important. If you really want to get a good idea of how the crypto market is doing, you got to look at the comment sections on YouTube videos, and you got to look at Twitter to get the sentiment. You can't really take that and take it at face value, but you take it with a grain of salt. You kind of add it up, and then you figure out, you know, what the truth is from there. People looking at Dogecoin. Cryogenics, good to see you. Club Crow, John, good to see y'all. Got some folks from Canada. Oh, wow. I didn't know you were from Canada, John. All right. Love it. Love it, man. You got to send me some maple syrup. I don't know. That might have been rude. I don't know. Send me some hockey pucks. Canada. What is like a Canadian... John, love you, brother. What's a Canadian food? Is there like a staple Canadian... Like, America. I got pizza and burgers, which is like Italian, and I got buffalo wings. What's the food in Canada? Like, is it just the same thing? I mean, is there any like authentic food? Italian, you got pasta. Japanese, I'm doing sushi. Indian food, I'm getting chicken tikka masala. I'm getting a burrito or torta or tacos from a Mexican restaurant. What am I getting in Canada? Are there any Canadian restaurants? Got me wondering. Got me curious. Stacks and Crow, Mr. Planet Profit, Stacks and Crow. How is Stacks doing, Mr. Planet Profit? I got some Stacks. I've been talking about Stacks, yeah. Oh, by the way, I wanted to give you guys an update because I was talking about this on the channel, and I think it's very important. Now, a lot of people don't like this individual. Some people still love him. You know what? To each his own. But let's talk about Ben real quick because today they actually have... the migration for Ben token is going to V2. Now, why I'm bringing this up is because there was a SIM swap hack that happened, and some people that were invested in Ben coin lost some funds. I've been following this in case any of you out on the channel lost some funds due to the SIM swap hack that happened to Ben Armstrong and the Ben coin community. Allegedly, there's a reimbursement coming after this migration is complete. This migration is happening today. Happy Halloween. It's happening on October 31st. That's today. So I'll keep you guys posted on what's going on there and whether or not that reimbursement comes. I'm going to, reach out to the community and see if anybody can give me an update on that. But that is allegedly coming. And so that's some good news for any of the Ben. I just feel obligated to keep you guys in the loop on that, considering, we talked about that on the channel. Struggling to use CoinMarketCap, but I want to show you guys right now Stacks to see what's going on. Now, Stacks is a layer 2 solution for Bitcoin. I think it's going to be a great play in this next bull market. People have been getting excited about building on Bitcoin. In the last year, though, wow. Yeah, I had a really nice moment earlier in 2023 because there was hype. People were building on Bitcoin. That was during the meme coin season. That's when people were talking about ordinals, and people were talking about Bitcoin NFTs that had a very nice rally. If you're not familiar with ordinals and Bitcoin NFTs, you guys are way out of the loop. You need to watch more crypto content, guys. You should subscribe to this channel. I'll get back into the weeds on this, but it's just not a hot topic right now. But essentially, in case you didn't know it, just like you can build on Ethereum, you can build on Bitcoin. People are building NFTs. People are making tokens on Bitcoin, and they're using Stacks to do it. There's some other ways to do it as well, but Stacks is one of the most popular. In the last month, it's up a little bit. In the last 7 days, it's down. So I'm going to keep an eye on this one. I do think it's an interesting token. I'm very excited about it. Mr. Planet Profit, thanks for bringing it up. What else is going on, folks? Just put 1K Crow on Vino. Oh, okay. Staking with Vino. Very good. Very popular move these days. Ontario, we have all like Americans. It's just all Americans. What is poutine? Poutine. So poutine. Is it good? Do you like poutine? So, sorry, for those of you that have no idea what I'm talking about right now, one of our fans here on John, he's here every single live stream. John is dedicated to the cause, along with Shy Sox Fan, along with Mr. Planet Profit, along with Croman, along with Sushi Satoshi, Shy Sox Fan. I know, I see all Cryogenics. I can't leave anybody out. Mr. Alex Storyteller, you're new. It's good to see you. But John is a, longtime fan of the channel, and so he's saying that poutine is very popular, and so now I'm going to look at poutine, and I'm going to go, what the heck is that? Is that French fries and potatoes with maple syrup on it and chives? Russet potatoes, olive oil, dried thyme, black pepper. I mean, it kind of looks good. Interesting, poutine. I've never heard of it. That's a French thing. Poutine. But of course, poutine. I don't know. That's my best French. I used to, one time, I was Lumiere in Beauty and the Beast. Those were fun times. Anyway, guys, what else is going on? What else are you looking at right now? Ordinals are trash, in my opinion, says Mr. Planet Profit, but NFTs on Bitcoin as a layer 2 is king. IMO. Ordinals are trash, but NFTs on Bitcoin as a layer 2 is king. Maybe I need to do more research because you got me a little confused, Mr. Planet Profit. Ordinals are Bitcoin NFTs. Ordinals are Bitcoin NFTs, in my opinion, in my understanding. So I don't follow you there. Chroman Empire says that will gain you some weight. Yeah, I'm not trying to gain weight right now, guys. I'm trying to lose weight. I used to have, an 8-pack of abs. I used to be able to do 25 pull-ups in a row. I'm lucky if I could do 10 pull-ups right now. And I weigh about 25 more pounds than I used to. Instead of the 25 reps I used to be able to do on pull-ups, now I got 25 more pounds on my gut. I'm just getting that, old man body. That's it's starting to happen, guys. I'm trying. Stuart Brooker says, hey, Crypto Kip, watch your updates every day. New to crypto, got loads of crow. Welcome, Stuart. It's so good to have you. Thank you for joining our live stream today. And good luck to you, my brother. I want you to make as much money as possible. Leave me some comments, man. Let me know if you have some questions for me. I want to answer your questions, brother. Stuart, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to everybody out there. But I want to use Stuart as an example. I want to talk directly to you guys. I'm not just some YouTube star. Shouldn't say star. YouTube figurehead, YouTube, hero, whatever. I don't know. I'm just a guy. I'm a real guy. And I'm as real as it gets. And I sell. I'm a salesman too. And when I sell, the reason I'm good at sales is because I care. I really, really care about my clients. And in this world, you are my clients. And so welcome. Welcome, Stuart. And I want to make sure, you're not my clients, you're my friends. You guys, I'm building a community. Me and Black Sea, we're building a community. I want this to be a crypto report community full of crypto reporters. Everybody out there that's watching these channels every day, you're a crypto reporter in my book, all right? And I want to hear exactly what your thoughts are, what's going on, because we can't predict everything. Sometimes, all of a sudden, hey, Mr. Planet Profit, great example, puts out a little piece about, ordinals versus Bitcoin NFTs. Interesting conversation. It's an interesting conversation. My videos are as good as my audience. And so my question is, how good are you guys? How good are you guys? These videos, you guys are a big piece to this content, believe it or not. And so the more you participate, I encourage more and more comments, especially during live streams. During regular videos, comments are great because it gives me an idea of if you like the video, if you agree with the prediction, if you disagree with the prediction. But the goal here is to build an open dialogue so everybody can understand what the sentiment in the market is. I'll use your comments as examples. And I'm not gonna try to make you look bad. I don't want to make anybody, look bad. But I will tell it how it is, and I'll respect your opinion. And if you've ever been called out on my channel, I always tell you I respect your opinion. And if you don't know, then I'm never gonna judge you, and I'm always going to encourage you to ask more questions and say that's a great question. Let's look at it. Daryl Young asks, do you invest? Oh, I just spilled some coffee on my desk. Oh no, Daryl, I spilled some coffee on my desk. Sorry. Hold on. Okay. All right. Do you invest in anything outside of crypto? Stocks, art, real estate? Great question. Great question. Right now, I actually have a 401k that I've been working on for a while. I have a Roth IRA, which I have lightened my contributions to here over the last year. Guys, I'll tell you, I wish I did better with my Roth IRA. You should, in my opinion, and it's not financial advice, be contributing the maximum to your Roth IRA. And as much as you reasonably can, at least matching your employer contribution for your 401k plan with your company. If you're not doing that, you're not setting yourself up for retirement to the best of your ability, in my opinion. And so those are two things that I do invest in. I think they're very, very important. I also do invest in stocks, but I'm kind of in and out of them. Unfortunately, I just sold all of my stocks so that I could buy my house. So to further answer your question, Daryl, it's a great question. I just bought my first piece of real estate. Now, I'm so excited that you asked that and I get to talk about this piece of real estate because I want to create a real estate investment portfolio. Eventually, we want to do more videos on that, and I want to show you guys the math behind my purchase of this property. Show you guys when I refinance this property because I've got a terrible interest rate in my opinion. It's fine. It's 7.19 right now, and I got a nice townhome here that I'm going to move into with an HOA, which is great because eventually I want to make this a rental. The HOA policy allows me to do a rental. That's part of the criteria that I needed to check the box on when I was buying this real estate investment property. Really, I call it a real estate investment property, but it's actually just my home. It's my first home that I've ever bought. Other than that, I've lived with family, friends, or I've rented, mostly rented, just throwing money out the window towards landlords. Well, I want to become a landlord. And so the answer to your question is yes. Right now, I'm out of stocks though, because I want this piece of real estate. I don't invest in art. I would like to invest in art. I need a little bit more money before I justify investing in art. There's not enough volatility in art. To my knowledge, I could be wrong. I need to do more research on art. I want to be honest with you guys. I understand art's a good investment. I believe, it is my belief that crypto art is probably going to be more volatile than regular art. And so that's kind of a little more fun, which is why I have some NFTs. But one day I'd buy some art for sure. I definitely love art. I think it's awesome. I think it's spectacular. Croman Empire finally got a Cyber Cub. Beautiful. It's going to help you in the game, brother. Oh, I haven't showed you guys my Loaded Lines main city in a while. I have to show you that. Got to get a Loaded Line. Man, it's not cheap, but it's less expensive right now. You can get a Loaded Line right now on discount. Gosh, that floor price is so low right now. I don't know how much lower they can get. Mr. Planet Profit. Oh, yeah, my eyes burn from research daily. Yeah. That's good. You know, it is tough. To your point, it's hard to keep up with research every single day, guys. I do it, and I've almost like forced myself into having to do it because why? Well, I got to keep you guys in the know. And so thank you guys for forcing me to research crypto every day. No, I love it. I mean, I love the asset. I want to be as educated as I can. And, you know, when my friends message me about it, it's funny. A lot of my friends don't watch the channel. A lot of my friends don't watch the channel. My best friends don't watch the channel. My brother-in-laws, plural, I don't think they watch the channel. Hey, you know what? Brother-in-laws, if you're watching, you let me know that you were actually watching. They're not going to tell me. They're not watching right now. But it's funny because they're the ones that text me. They're the ones that text me when the rallies come. And that's when you know. And it's actually kind of nice because they're kind of my top signal. They're kind of my top signal. And if you're in crypto, you've been in crypto for a while, your friends and your family, they're your top signal. When that guy at the Starbucks drive-thru that you go through every day, or when that neighbor of yours or the delivery guy, or when your brother-in-law or your sister-in-law or your mother and father-in-law start talking about Bitcoin and, ooh, it's been going up, should I buy? That's usually when you want to take some profits. And that's what's happening right now. And that's part of the reason that I called out 35K as a top. I think that it's just kind of in the cards and it makes sense. Daryl says, nice. I'm planning to do something similar in my stock portfolio. Thanks for taking the time to respond. Daryl, I love responding to your questions. Anybody, Stuart, Mr. Planet Profit, whoever, guys, I'm here to talk to you guys. That's at the end of these streams. That's what I'm going to keep doing. I'm going to keep talking directly with the community. That's what it's all about. You guys, again, really are part of the crypto content here. Croman Empire says, don't do HOAs. They suck. They do suck, but let me challenge you, Croman. At the end of the day, okay, here's a good example. Great content. Thank you for the comment, Croman. I'm going to challenge Croman, and you guys are going to see how does Crypto Kip handle a criticism. All right. I'm going to get you, Croman. Ready? I love you. Here we go. Croman, HOAs suck. You're right. But you're potentially wrong, depending on what you're trying to do. Let me just challenge you. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a real estate guru, but I've done a lot of research on this. I've done a lot of research on crypto. I did a lot of research on real estate before I jumped in to the pen here. And who knows? Maybe everything changes once I actually move in November 13th and start going and then start trying to have a rental. I'll keep you guys posted. You will get a real firsthand story about it. But HOAs do suck. Yeah, it's going to be $202 for me extra. And I got property taxes. I put 20% down so I don't worry about PMI, which is great for those of you that don't know about PMI. It's an extra penalty, essentially, if you put down less than 20%, extra bit of like mortgage insurance, I think is what it is. Anyway, so HOAs are a little bit extra on top of the mortgage. But here's the thing. I don't have to worry about damage to the roof. I don't have to worry about damage to the side panels on the building. I don't have to worry about salting or plowing my driveway. I don't have to worry about, I don't know, garbage service. I mean, it's baked in, all that, you know, trash removal baked into the HOA. I also don't have to worry about, there was one more perk there. You know, there's a pool that comes with the facility, so it gives you access to the pool. But the pool is terrible. I'm not going to use the pool. What else? There's one more perk that I think I want to share with you guys. But you get a lot of benefits. Okay, so, but you're paying for that. Yeah, you're paying for that. But here's the thing. Let's fast forward, and I told you what my plan was. That's a real estate investment property. It's my home, but eventually I'm going to put a renter in there, and then I'm gonna upgrade, right? And then I'll probably make that next upgrade a rental too. So I'll probably do like 2 or 3 townhomes and maybe get nicer and nicer townhomes and then maybe do a home, or maybe I'll just buy a home and then we'll all be rich and I'll just buy other real estate investment properties with cash. Maybe I'll buy like a 3 or 4 unit duplex quadplex 4 unit property and just do that after, you know, we all get rich from crypto, right? But here's the thing. My plan, I'm still responding to your question. I get on a tangent, Croman. You get me going. HOAs, yeah, they cost, but I just laid all the benefits out for you. My plan is a 3 to 5 year plan where I'm going to move out and get a tenant. Now, the real question you have to answer, is an HOA bad? Here's your question you have to answer to understand whether an HOA is bad. When you get a renter, does the property cash flow? And is that good cash flow? And good is relative to what you want. So, for example, if I've got a mortgage that's $2,400 a month and over the next 2 years we make a lot of money in crypto and I take my profits out of crypto, I got an 800 credit score. Boom. I got an 800 credit score. People are talking about credit scores. Yeah, I pay my credit card off like a psycho. I use credit cards like crazy, but I pay them off the next day. I'm a psycho about it. But it's all about the cash flow. So if you pay $2,400 a month towards a mortgage, and then all of a sudden you want to rent it, and over the next 2 years we take a bunch of profit out of crypto and I pay down that mortgage and I can refinance with a lower interest rate, with a lower mortgage rate, interest rate. And if I can also lower my payments to, let's say, I don't know, I can make enough money in crypto, and it makes a lot of sense. It's very possible to get my payments to even down to, let's say, just like $1,200 a month. I know that I can get a rent. I already did my market research before I bought the place. I know I can get a renter in there for $2,000 minimum, maybe $2,200. All right. And so what's my story? My story is I get to cash flow at least $800. All right. That's baking the HOA in. And so, yes, an HOA is annoying, but when you then have a tenant, I'm cash flowing. Remember, if I rent it out for $2,000 and I'm only paying $1,200 a month on the mortgage, which we're not there yet, but that's the goal, then you're cash flowing. You're making more money than you're spending on it. It's actually a source of income for you now. And so now you have a source of income that you don't have to worry about mowing the lawn services. Your tenant doesn't have to worry about that. So as a tenant, it's really nice. It's a win-win-win. I think it's a fine idea. I wasn't a fan of HOAs, but when I really thought it out and then I went through the numbers, it started to make sense to me. Yeah, I'm so happy about my credit score. My wife's credit score is a little lower than mine. And so unfortunately, when you go into a property, here's a fun fact for you. You're married. Let's say you're married and you're going to go buy a house with your wife or your husband or your partner or whatever. You've got an 800 credit score like Crypto Kip, but your wife's got maybe a 720. Well, good news is 700. There's like a limit. I think it's like 700 or 680 is like, once you're above a certain range, you don't get any extra benefits for having an 800 from a 720, but they actually do reflect what they give you on the lowest score between your spouse. And so I got 800, she's 720, let's say, and she might be like 740. I don't know. They actually look at the lowest score between the couple, but it doesn't matter because she was above the threshold where it matters. So we're all good. And I got the same rate. I didn't get a penalty. Just, I'm maybe more crazy about paying off my credit cards. But she's great. She's fantastic. She's the best saver, way better saver than me. Look at me. I want to invest. I want to DCA. You know, she wants to save cash. Saving cash is important too. It has its times, but you know, dollar cost averaging. You know what I'm saying? Hey, okay. Do I think Crow will go to $1 in 2024? No. Stuart, I don't. Great question. I don't think that it will. I think it'll go there in 2025 though. I think it'll go way past $1 in 2025. Possibly to $2, maybe $5 in 2025. But 2024 is too early. Could it go to $1 in 2024? Yes. If it does go to $1 in 2024, then wow, whatever's going to happen in 2025, like there's going to be so many rich people in this chat. You guys are going to get rich. If it goes to $1 in 2024 and then continues higher in 2025, a lot of people are going to be rich. I still think a lot of people are going to get rich because of Crow, but $1 in 2024 is very unlikely in my opinion. It's just too much too soon. It's a great question, and everybody's wondering that. I don't believe we hit $1 in 2024, Stuart, but I think that it's possible. I think it's highly unlikely. Okay. Mr. Planet Profit says, I specialize in removing bad history from credit reports. That's what my channel was about last year. Oh, really? Very, very interesting. I'd be curious. Wait, you have a channel, Mr. Planet Profit? DM me on Twitter, brother. DM me on Twitter. Show me your channel, Mr. Planet Profit. Maybe I'll give you a shout out. Very cool. Yeah, of course, Stuart. Thanks for the question. Appreciate it. I really do. Fish like Mike. Some HOAs do not allow rentals or subleasing, which can become a violation. Yes, very true. Fish like Mike. You're 100% right. So back to Croman's question. You know, he said, oh, see you, Croman. You're gone. He left. He's already gone. But Croman asked a question earlier asking about, you know, HOAs are bad, right? You know, I said, no, not necessarily. And then, you know, Fish like Mike says some HOAs don't allow rentals or subleasing. Yeah, true. Which is why I looked into that before I bought this property, because I wasn't going to buy it unless it allowed rentals. And so it will. And technically the HOA could change if like all of a sudden a lot of rentals pop up in the area. They might like put a cap on it. Hopefully, since I'm a buyer and I've already bought, I'm already grandfathered in. I've heard that's a thing. And so there's something to consider there. But I already did the research on the front end, and so I'm not really worried about it. But great call out, Mike. I had some college students trash my rental and bounced and broke the contract, never found. Be careful, brother. Had some college students trash my rental and bounced, broke contract, never found. Be careful, brother. So, sushi. That's horrible. That's the nightmare when it comes to real estate investing. That is a nightmare. Here's what I'll say. I'm going to be a tough landlord. I'll be, you know, I'm a really nice guy. I'm a friendly guy. I'm relatively outgoing. Me and my wife have this conversation. Am I an introvert? Am I an extrovert? I'm an introvert that has extroverted tendencies, which is why here I am doing this stream, you know, that's my extrovert part. But like when I'm living, I like to kind of keep to myself. But anyway, you know, when it comes time to find a renter for my property, I'm going to be a very tough landlord. I'm going to obviously do a credit check on them. I'm not going to rent it out to college students, period. I'm not going to. I don't want to, because I'm scared of that. I'm going to be looking for a nice family, you know, because I've got a 3 bath, 3 bed townhome. I'm looking for a family because I want stability. I want people that are going to respect it. People, hopefully, whose kids aren't going to draw on the walls. But even with that, you know, I'd rather have that than beer spilled on the floor that didn't cleaned up, or, you know, punching holes in the drywall. I don't want to deal with that. So that's terrible to hear. I just would very, very much be careful with that. And so that's horrible. That's the big fear with rental properties. All right, guys, I got to go. I've actually got, I think I got sushi for lunch at work. My work brings in lunch for me every single day. I hit my goal for the year. That's like 99% official. I just had my last client sign up, and so I hit my sales goal, which means I get an extra bonus, which means I get to buy more Bitcoin with you guys when my bonus comes in. I think it's April or March. First year with this company, but I do have some things I got to take care of. Got to make some cold calls. Got to call some strangers and eat some sushi, guys. So sushi Satoshi. There you go. There you go. All right, guys. That's all I got. Bonus and a sushi. Yeah. Fish like Mike. Exactly. That's what I'm saying, brother. All right, guys. That's all I got for y'all today. What a fun stream. Great conversation. Guys, come back. Let's do this again. I like this talking around, guys. Come on. This is a lot of fun. Look, let's go circle back to the beginning. Bitcoin might reject off 35K, guys. It is a strong possibility. Look for a bounce at 33. If we don't get a bounce at 33, 32.5, possibly 30,500 is another level. FOMC meeting tomorrow. A lot of volatility coming. Please be careful if you're leverage trading. If you want to take advantage of the volatility, there's a link in the description right here. You can actually see the sign-up bonus on my screen right now. $8,000 sign-up bonus when you sign up for BitGet. You got to deposit a lot of money to get that much of a bonus. But there are bonuses for you guys if you want to check them out. If you're not an experienced trader, please be careful, guys. Leverage is very dangerous, but can be a great tool to make a lot of money, guys. That's all I got on this one. I'm Crypto Kip. This is the Crypto Report. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. And as always, folks, you got to remember to DCA HODL. I'll see you next time. Thanks for joining, Stuart. Thanks for joining, everybody. Mr. Planet Profit. Great conversation. Fish like Mike, Shy Sox fan. Everybody. I'll see you next time. Peace.